I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order and start the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Next is approval of today's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of minutes of 8/7/2024.
Make a motion to approve the August 7th, 2024 minutes.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is approval of claims for payment of 8/14/2024.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have is Region 6 Housing Trust Fund. We got Marty here. Come on up.
So today I'm making my annual presentation about the Region 6 Housing Trust Fund, and Hardin County has been a great partner with us since the beginning of the trust fund, dating back to the 2010 era. And it looks like over the last 10 years here, we've spent about $576,000 for improving properties around Hardin County. These have primarily been owner occupied homes. I did provide a list of 13 addresses that we improved over the 2020 to 2024 time period. This program provides support for owner occupied housing units across the county for housing improvements. So these are generally exterior housing improvements. So roof, siding, windows is the typical work that we do. The state requires us to set aside some of the money for homes under 30% of the income, and that's down around under 20,000 is generally under 30% of the income. So to continue this program for Hardin County, we need local match from the county. The match for this year is 25% of the state allocation. And then we divide that up per capita across the 4 counties. So the amount of assistance from Hardin County is $20,491. The amount has been increasing lately just because the state money has been increasing. So roughly about 4 years ago, the state increased the set aside from the real estate transfer tax to this fund. And then the state for the last 4 years has reduced that 25% requirement because the state money was increasing a fair amount. But this is the first year that they are requiring the full 25% coming from the local region here to make this happen. So that's a broad overview of the program. Right now, we have roughly 20 houses on the waiting list for Hardin County. So again, with our current pace of projects, it'll take 4 or 5 years probably to get through that waiting list. We always have some people drop out, but that's kind of the nature of how things work. So and regionally, we have a huge number on the waiting list for the whole region. So, but we do watch per capita numbers. I see you're at roughly 576,000 that was spent over the last 9-10 years here, and that's slightly above per capita levels. So in order to continue this program for Hardin County, I guess we're requesting this $20,491 from the county. There's pretty limited options to proceed in the current format without this support from Hardin County, so I can try to answer any questions you may have.
When do you have to know the answer by?
Probably by the end of the month here would be advisable.
And our problem is with House File 718 that they passed. And you know, I have talked about this. We don't know where we're gonna be sitting on the budget until January.
Sure.
And the ability to even come up with money. It's kind of ironic that the state turns around and puts House File 718 on us and then increases the amount of matching funds that they'll give us, that we have to increase. They work backwards.
Sure.
Uh,
So I'd say at least if you can contribute what you have in the past. I know the last year was right about 17,000. And I guess if you can at least contribute that, I guess that would allow us to do similar things, and then we would have to be a little creative on coming up with the other.
yeah, you do a great job on this.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with the work
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys do.
So I understand, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that if you need some options where. At least if you can participate in part of the level you have that we're requesting at this point, and maybe something similar to what you've had. In the past, then that'd be great, and then maybe we can figure out some other options for the balance, so.
Well, I think we would have to get creative and try to find the money somewhere other than the general fund.
Oh, really?
That's, well, I don't know that we'll have money in the general fund for it,
Okay.
which is what they're throwing down on us.
Wow. Okay,
So,
It's a great program.
yes,
And it's definitely needed in Hardin County.
and the return's great.
Right. So it's something that I definitely want to fund if we can. But, as Lance explained, I just don't know if the money's gonna be there. I hate to commit and then not be able to follow through.
And we're committing for next year's budget, just so we're clear. July of next year.
right, it would be July, well, it'd be FY 26, would be.
Right. Which we haven't even started working on our own
No,
budget for that year, and we won't know what that is until roughly the end of December, January, to see where we come out, and it's tough to commit that money today or this month. Okay, we had this conversation last year too.
and when did you say the deadline is that we need the,
Oh, we would wanna know by roughly September 1st, because our application was due October 1st, I know you sit on the Region 6
Yeah.
Resource Partners Board as well, and. I suppose another option would be for that board to. Commit the local match, which would be the. $113,000 figure, and then. I guess, but likewise, we don't have that money on the Region 6
Right.
Resource Partners side to cover things either, but then to say. If time is the issue, then we would commit it and then say, well. By the time we start spending money, then we need to have some source for that.
Right.
13,000, so that might be. Another option. I hate to confuse things though.
No, you're not.
I'm just saying that we're trying to be flexible and workable. We understand your situation. And we want to make sure we have a realistic, workable project going forward and not put the county in a bind. You've been a great partner with us, and we want to work out a solution that's feasible for both parties.
Well, we can try to figure out how we can find the money. But if we can't find it, we can't commit it. Is the easiest way I look at it.
is it something that we could like table until closer to
Yes.
budget
No, we could table it till the end of the month for Marty.
okay,
And that's the hard part of trying to commit the money before we know what our availability is.
Right. Valuations.
And that's what their House File 718 did to us. And unfortunately,
Protect
it
your
affects,
legislators.
yeah, it does affect people
Mhm.
indirectly or directly.
Directly.
Yeah. I do it now.
I mean, we're gonna be probably looking for cuts in our budget elsewhere too, so. I don't know, really committed at any time.
No, but I think we could table and try to look for some answers before the end of the month.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, if we need to have some conversations
Okay, yeah, that'd be
after the
great.
fact, or if I need to come back, I'm
Okay,
happy to do that, so.
all
No,
right.
and thank you. I hate
Yeah.
to have
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
that. We've been there for years.
Mhm. Not a program that I really want to discontinue by any means, but it's gonna depend on our budget, valuations and budget,
Sure,
so,
so, well,
but thank you for.
yeah, right, just keep me posted and let me know how we
Will
can
do.
help, make this happen,
So
so.
why don't we,
Again, we're keep plugging away, I guess.
why don't we table till the 28th?
Okay,
I can entertain that
I'll
motion.
make a motion to table this until August 28th. Board meeting.
I'll second. It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Hi,
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Marty.
thank you.
We'll let you know on the 28th. All right. Next is consideration to approve changing the Wednesday, August 21st board meeting to Tuesday, August 20th.
I will make a motion to change our regular board meeting to August 20th, 2024 at 9 AM.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion due to ISAC, so we can get to ISAC.
Right.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Hi,
Aye. Motion carries. Next is consideration to approve IT department to order Windows-based device for medical examiner. Matt, you want to talk on this at all? You again?
I did last time.
So you guys met and went through,
Yeah, I
devices.
mean, basically, I'm just seeking direction. Who do you want me to, what line item is paying for it? Because since I cut my budget and then all this is being thrown on me,
Mhm.
that's all this has started, this whole conundrum. So, you know, and what are we limiting it to? Because I've heard scuttlebutt now that you guys are, or one of you is wanting licenses for Microsoft Office for them, which has never been provided, and that's $40 a month over the year, and I'm just like, it's getting kind of carried away. I still think we should just entertain amending their agreement to say, provide your own device. We get paid pretty good amount, so.
well, and I talked to Thomas because he does this once in a while. Thomas, you're peeking around the door. You use your cell phone, correct? So, oh, I thought you said you use your cell phone for the medical examiner, so.
No, you have to have a computer to.
You do.
For taking pictures.
Cell phone for taking pictures.
Okay.
You have to have a computer to get to the state website. But it's a state. I mean,
It's a state program and it doesn't cost anything for them to,
we get our passwords and everything from medical examiner's office and health department services
okay,
to run the program.
and I'm not really familiar on how that all worked.
Well, I know BJ's the one that talked to him.
Well, and then it's not just one, we need two, correct?
I've
That's
only
what
been
they're
told that the
requesting.
one is dead, and that's the other thing that I think Michael and I are requiring. If it's actually dead, then I want the device back,
Right,
because I don't have, the problem I have is it's a Hardin County supplied device that's going out in the world. I have no idea what it's being used for. The new one, I'm gonna put our security stuff on it, because if I'm gonna be held liable because they're doing inappropriate stuff with it, I have no control. So I have a little bit of an issue with this. I know I've expressed that to you guys for years. I just don't think that our department should be required to put a device out there in the world we have no control over whatsoever. They could be doing all their home, if you literally don't have a home computer, but you have to hook it to your home Wi-Fi. Why do you have Wi-Fi if you don't have a home computer to do this on, I guess is the thing. So, you know, you're getting paid $330 per investigation. You know, can you really not afford to provide your
I
own
didn't
device?
realize it was paid that much. I didn't remember it's paid that much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we really don't want to have this discussion in public, because I don't think this stuff belongs up here, but this is what we've been forced to do, so here we are.
Right.
Maybe we need to contact
We're
them
gonna
and ask them to come in and explain, or one of us talk to them.
I think we need a joint meeting between the two of us and the IT in the room
I agree,
with all this discussion that was held.
right?
Yep.
So I would make a motion to table this in the meantime. And we'll contact Marlon and whomever else we need to set up a meeting.
Okay, I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Thanks, Matt.
Good.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next is consideration to approve Deb Kadoff to fulfill Joyce Kick's term as library board member, which expires 6/30 of 2025. This one's kind of unique because this person's appointed by the mayor. But since they live outside of the city limits, we have to approve their appointee outside of the city limits for the mayor's choice.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve, or, to approve Deb Kadoff to fulfill the Joyce Kix's term as a library board member.
I'll,
Which expires 6/30 of 25.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion, just to make sure we're not making the appointment, we're just acknowledging the person that the mayor appointed.
Okay, sure.
Or approving the person the mayor appointed. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is acknowledge receipt of the recorder's report.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of the recorder's monthly report for July.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. No change of statuses. Other business.
I have nothing.
Michelle.
I just want to let everybody know that we're working on property taxes. There's been a lot of issues this year and we're trying to work around them with all the legislation changes that have happened. Program changes have had to happen. And so our tax statements are delayed a little bit. I'm working on them right now to get them out. But I want to do my due diligence to make sure everything is accurate. And so I know people are worried, where are they? Where are they? They are available on the website, but I'm working on getting them sent and hopefully getting them approved today. If I can get back to my office and get those out as soon as possible. So I just wanted to make that announcement.
All right, thank you.
And Michelle, you asked a question with the ARPA funds. What are we doing with the interest on the ARPA funds? It's not a board action today, but I don't know if you wanted a little more insight from us. I intentionally didn't answer you because I won't answer an email that way, but in a board meeting, I don't have a problem.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention because I know that interest can. I know that the interest can be spent on anything. The feds allowed us to do that, so I wanted to bring it to your attention because the deadline for spending that money is coming.
Right.
And I don't want it to be a last minute thing and not know that we have that money that does not have to be spent for the guidelines
Right.
that are out
Interest does
there.
not have to be spent by the end of the year.
Or by the end of 26.
No, that is ours to keep and put in our general fund. So I wanted you to be aware of that fact that, cause it's a nice chunk of change that we've been earning since interest rates have gone up. So I didn't want that to fall under the rug
Right.
and get swept away and get spent on dollars that have to be spent since our budgets are so tight these days. I just wanted you guys to know about that.
Yeah.
And be aware, and so that we can make a good decision on what we should do with that interest. Because if it's left in that fund, in that bank account, I'm afraid it's gonna just get spent for things that it really wouldn't need to be spent for.
Okay,
That's good to know. Thank you.
thank you. Taylor.
Meanwhile, I got $1.5 million we didn't spend last year, but they're all coming this week, so here you go. So sometime next week, they're gonna start work on the D41 bridge, so that'll be closed for a few weeks. I already texted my neighborhood, let them know. So, and that's those 3 bridge decks they're doing, so they'll kind of be moving around the county. And then, they started the bridge on D Avenue, that's just north of Highway 20. Awassa Bridge is almost done, we're getting close. And the paving job by Alden and Iowa Falls is done, the Franklin County line, so
How close is it also?
Yeah, I keep getting questions on it too.
Weeks.
guardrail,
Okay,
just guardrail.
and
Yep.
painting, right? Or is that done?
Don't quote me on that, I don't know if they've come yet, but that's pretty quick and easy.
Okay.
Yep. And then, we're doing, some work on the highways between Union and Witten and then Conrad, so that take Union East and take both the little tails off to the east. They're gonna do some maintenance work on that. That thing's about halfway through its life, so this will be the last big maintenance job that road gets too, so that'll be later this fall.
Anything else?
No, there's no money left now.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Daryl.
There's an agenda item at noon today, and in case, I just thought if anybody's here that's interested in that, I'll kind of tell you what's gonna happen and what that's about, so you can save a trip and enjoy your lunch somewhere other than here. Back in 2015, the county adopted a resolution 2015-11 and entered an agreement with Gerke Quarries Incorporated regarding an easement along the trail corridor, the bike trail corridor. And it was brought to our attention this week that the easement portion of that agreement had never been executed. And it bubbled up too late to get on the agenda for 9 o'clock, so that's why it was put on for noon. But everything looks in order. I've been in touch with Ben Cutler, who represents Gerke Quarries, and I've looked at all the documents, and we're obliged to enter this easement and have it recorded, so that's what the agenda item is. So if anybody was curious about that, that's what it is. So that's be a fairly short point of order then at noon.
Yep, very quick.
Yep.
Thank you. Deb?
I would like to acknowledge, today we have a special guest with us. Noah Hackbar is with a representative from Congresswoman Ashley Henson's office. He's here to spend the morning with Hardin County and learn what's going on in our area, and I appreciate his attendance this morning.
Right,
Thank you for having me.
yes.
Got a speech for us?
No, I don't have a speech for you, but thank you. It's good to travel the district, and I cover 6 counties, Hardin being one of them. So
What are the other?
Tama, Benton, Poweshiek, Grundy, and Lynn County. So try to be out and about as much as I can. So if you want to have something our office should be aware of, I have cards, and feel free to contact me and talk to
Yes,
me.
I take a card.
Yep, sound good.
All right, and your business. Public comments, German,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. Been moving second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries for adjourned. Thank you.